Okay, there we are.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of The Fight for Patriotism. I'm your producer, host, and brother ▲ and with me is your brother and the CEO of YoReSpot and yoretube, Brandon ▲ On today's episode, we will be discussing the drug problem America has and how we can help people recover from addiction.
Amazing, amazing. Make sure that on YoReSpot you click that go live blue button. Perfect. So as you do that, I'm going to have my phone open up in the background so that I can read comments that are coming in at the same time as we're doing this, and then I can share it as well. So I'll back out of here and back out of here, hit here, silent it to where you can't hear me talking. Boom, and then I will come down here and share it right now. All right, excellent. So now I can keep track of comments and we can get this ball rolling. So, first of all, America has a massive drug problem. Some of the drug problems that we have are actually funded by the government in order to kill off a race or races. Drugs are funneled in, they're allowed to come in, and they're used to basically like genocide in a sense, or to raise money because people go to jail and et cetera, and all of a sudden government gets to collect on it. So not a huge fan of what the government's role is in drugs, and what they don't realize is they're actually hurting not just the person using the drugs. Okay, so this is what this all came down to. Zach and I are very good friends. I'd like to consider us very good friends. And he is a member on YoReSpot. He's been active. He's actually been trying to develop a new mobile version of the app. And once this is successful, and it's out there, we might even have Zach be our main developer. What a better way to have a patriot, especially one with the biggest heart as Zach is. He's an amazing programmer. I've seen some of his work. I've seen some of his designs. He's very skilled. So if it takes a load off of me, that's great. But so I'm sure everyone already knows who Zach is anyways, but I just figured I'd let you know what I see him as. He's also like I said, Zach has a huge heart, and that heart of his that's so big gets hurt, especially when he loses people. So Zach and I had a very heartfelt, deep conversation. He is, drugs have intervened into his his life in a sense that he's not him personally. Zach doesn't do drugs, but he has a friend, and his friend is, making some poor decisions. And this isn't about calling people out. This is about addressing the issue. And, after talking with Zach for a good 45 minutes to an hour last week, I could see that he was hurting. And so what people that use drugs don't realize is they think that the drugs only hurt them, and it's, that's all that matters. And the truth of the matter is, while you're doing the drugs, they technically are hurting you, definitely, but you don't feel like they're hurting you. I drink alcohol and I smoke cigarettes, and I don't feel like they're hurting me, but they are. And they do their damage. And then on top of that, if I go too far and I make it an addiction, or go too far and I end up hurting my family, now it's not just hurting me, and it becomes a community of people that are hurt. So Zach, unfortunately, was a victim of this, and it is very sad to see somebody with a good heart being that mixed up about it. So we decided to do a live stream about drugs, and I think Zach has something to say. just so I don't cut you off when you are going, Zach. If you want to type something and then just look, give me a thumbs up when you're ready to hit that button, then I'll shut up so you can say something, and we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, to get a little bit personal here while he's typing up what he has to say. We are kind of going through something that is drug related right now, even in our life, our personal life, and I don't like to be personal too much, but I met Adrienne, my soon-to-be wife, and she had made some poor decisions in life, as we all have, about exes and people that we thought we loved, and I'm guilty at that as well. And anyways, I mean, they've been, he has visitations to the two older boys, and he's been, he just got out of jail again for meth. Found out that he was doing drugs while he had the kids there, and also found out that he was beating the hell out of his girlfriend in front of the children. So here we are again, dealing with drugs, and it's been taking a toll on us lately. I mean, that's what I've been dealing with for the last 4 or 5 days, just kind of going at this, deciding what we should do, and it's been a hard one, on top of maintaining the site and and everything else going on. So it's been interesting, but drugs, period. I mean, I'm not against people that smoke weed. I mean, I know a lot of people that do, and I have never seen any of them abandon their family. None of them want to go out and start a riot, start hurting people. Generally, they just eat too much. They sit down and eat something. They're very calm people. Never really had a problem with people that ever, personally, that have ever done that. I don't do it, by the way, but I do know a lot of people that do. On the other hand, people that do meth and heroin, I have not met a good person yet who is addicted to it currently and hasn't stopped. So in the sense that, if they did, I don't know, maybe I'd get along with them, but I have never met anybody that's been able to stop. So this is kind of what this is about here. Zach's typing up a storm over there.
I just want people to understand that drugs don't take away the pain. Drugs don't make life easier. Drugs only have bad effects on people who love them. Drugs only make stuff worse. People need to seek positive people.
Absolutely. I mean, I know some people that, I think it determines the drug too. I mean, as far as recreational drugs, no. But I mean, if you're on a prescribed painkiller because your back has been broke, by all means, that probably does get rid of your pain. But when you're using drugs just because you think your life is bad and you need to go get super high to the point where you feel like you're Superman, you just know that everyone knows you're not Superman. They actually start looking down upon you. And I agree with you, Red Dog. I do know that it is 20 years sobriety. I don't use it. Hey, that's awesome. That is awesome. So the thing of it is people come down and they're like, I need to do this drug because I'm in a hard spot right now, and this will make me have fun tonight. But you know what? Tomorrow's gonna hit you twice as hard, and now you've wasted time not fixing your problem. Okay, because chances are you're having a problem. I mean, Zach, you were pretty emotional. If you would have led to a bottle of whiskey to deal with your stuff, would your problem be fixed? Absolutely not. You might go to bed and feel really good, or with alcohol, sometimes it goes in the reverse. Sometimes you drink that whiskey because you're like, I just need to stop thinking about how bad this woman is hurting me, and I'm going to drink this whiskey and I'm going to be in a better mood. And you drink the whiskey and you realize now you can't stop thinking about the situation, and now you're really hurt. So, I think I gave Zach some pretty good advice the other day. It's not the normal advice that most people give you. So Zach was, he's very hurt about this situation. Very dear, close friend of his. He's known for a very long time. And what I gave him advice is how I deal with stuff. So if most people will tell you just, you can't hide from it, just kind of face it and just, however long it takes. My approach is a little bit different. So what I told him to do is, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, let it hurt you as bad as it can. Literally make it hurt you as bad as it can. Think of every bad scenario and let it destroy you for 30 minutes. And you'll realize at the end of the 30 minutes that you let it get as bad as it could, your tears are not there anymore. And you're like, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing? I have stuff to do, and I am not the one doing drugs. I have to move on. And Zach and I decided at that point that we should do a live about drugs and their problems. And here's a personal note. It's stuff I really don't share with too many people, but my real mother, my biological mother, when I was younger, was a massive drug addict. Ended up drinking so much with just me and my brother. And one night I thought she was dead when I was about 3 years old. She came home, passed out on the couch. I couldn't get her attention. I poured my juice on her, according to the police report. And I called 911. I thought she was dead. They put me into foster care, which was a nightmare, by the way. The foster care system is an absolute joke for some people, and it really makes you worse. So got taken away from my mother. Me and my brother did. We spent 6 years in foster care, in and out between homes of people that didn't want us, and then finally got adopted. Now, my mother, who has reached out to me about 400 times, still on drugs. Mine completely fried, by the way. Completely fried. Her brain is gone. I lived with her once. She had her own place when I was 18 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night and my mom was trying to rock me, singing me lullabies as I'm 18 years old, which I found a little bit creepy. She, on drugs, tried to kill one of my friends with a machete. These are things that I can't let go of that hurt and she thought she was making her pain go away, but it didn't make her pain go away. What it did is it made her son resent her. And I have forgiven my mother, but I do not ever want to see her again. She has really hurt people that I care about, including myself, to a point where all I have to do is forgive them. And that's what I've done. But it does still hurt. And I try not to think about it, but that's what makes me not ever want to see her again. So think about it from another point of view. I mean, what if you get addicted to drugs? What if you're on drugs? The most beautiful thing about being an addict is sobriety. And that's a fact. So to be able to say that I can't control the rest of my life, but I can control today. I've been to AA. I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm an alcoholic, and I don't consider myself an alcoholic, mostly for the one reason that everyone else does. Then I would be admitting that I have a problem, and I don't have a problem. I'm very happy drinking. So at least it's that, not other things, excuses that people make. But the reality of it is I do use things to deal with my stress, and I wish I didn't, but I do, and it is sad. I will eventually grow a pair and quit, but as of right now, I'm not strong enough, and that's what this is kind of about also. Hey, Don, too many people do foster care just for the money, not helping children. Sorry, your niece and nephew were abused. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Don. I mean, it was a foster care that was out about money. I just had this conversation the other night about that foster care too. I went when I turned 20, about 2021. I went and visited the foster care they beat me bloody, and I went and see them and found out that her husband had died. Her kids disowned her, and honestly, I was going to yell and scream. And after I found out that God's revenge is much better than anything I could possibly ever do, I felt sorry for her. and was like, well, yeah, it's God's punishment. I need to move on with my life. And that's the way we all need to kind of do this, is just look at things and say, hey, look, it's not my problem. Zach, it's not your problem. It hurts you, but it's not your problem. Your problem is being awesome and being depressed instead of being awesome. That was your problem. And here you are in conversation with people about drug addiction. I mean, we have people commenting on YoReSpot, a few, and you have people commenting there. So very good. You have a very good support system, Zach. It's impressive, and that's good. Drugs can be very, 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 very bad if abused. That is amazing. That's amazing. That is good. 6.5 years. Yeah. That's a long way back to zero. That's probably something he tells himself every day. 6.5 years. Screwing up now, that's a long ways back to zero. Let Zach finish typing what he's typing here and kind of continue. So another thing that Zach and I had talked about is YoReSpot would like to, and this is how we're going to do it actually, because I barely have time to do anything at all. I'm so busy. I'm going to actually donate $300 to Zach, and Zach can figure out how to make that work for helping somebody with a drug addiction, or help, or rewarding somebody that has been sober for a long time. Whatever it is, I'm out of my own personal money. I'm going to do that for you, Zach. I think it's very important. We need to focus on positives. And you have support on YoReSpot too, Zach. There's quite a few people on here that are saying, we're here for you. And I mean, you have a whole community, not just me. We have really built something like a giant family over here on YoReSpot. It's amazing. I'm going to kill my camera for a second and stay on audio, but I don't like smoking cigarettes on live streams. I don't know. I just don't like doing it. So I'm going to smoke in the dark, basically, and just continue.
My mother rather be a partier than a mother. Unfortunately, I haven't forgave her for what she did to me and my sister. She used to go out and party while my dad was out working and racing, and she would leave me and my sister sleeping on the stranger's floor.
Wow. Wow. So you and I have stuff in common. She would leave us in an apartment above a bar in Atlantic and literally go down there and drink till she was almost dead with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Now I remember her putting the cereal in a dog bowl, Zach, on the floor so we could eat still.
I was 3 and my sister was 1.
See, we were the same age as you. Look at that. It's sad. My brother ended up, because my mom was on drugs when she had him. He's got baby alcohol syndrome. And, even he will admit that he's a little slower than he would like to be. And, he had to wear glasses, thick Coke bottle glasses, until he got older. And he knows who caused that. And the thing is the damage has now been done. So they could go party for one night and possibly get laid. You ruin someone's life forever. So, and that's what people need to realize here is that we don't need to do drugs in order to get support and in order to calm down. We have a community here where everybody, if you have a problem, you can literally post it and watch how many people actually care about you. Like they'll not just say, "Oh man, I'll pray for you," and then it's over. These people will actually message you and be like, "Is there anything I can do for you?" Anything. We've had people help so many people on here. We have built an amazing things. YoReSpot's a family. It's barely a social network. It's a family. So I'm glad you stayed with us through this whole time, Zach, and I'm really glad you look so much better than you did a week and a half ago. You look a lot better. You definitely look more lively. It was very sad. When I got off done talking to you, I actually went up front and had, my brother and Adrian ask me how it went. And honestly, at first, it was hard for me to speak. Like I had a little bit of lump in my throat, man. You're like a brother. Everybody on here. But and it's really sad to see someone who worked up, but I know your pain and you know your pain. You've been through the same thing, if not worse, and that was your own mother, man. That's your own mother. That's the hardest part. And then when a female does it to you down the road, it kind of re-triggers these memories that make you wonder if it's like, is it me? Like, am I not good enough to make you stop doing these drugs? I mean, are we friends? Aren't you my mom? Am I not good enough? But you know what? The cool thing about that is that's your problem. That's their problem. That's not my problem. My problem is how I deal with it. And, however you deal with it, you higher power. Some people listen to music. Some people work out. But doing the drugs that kill you probably most definitely is not the way to go on this. So, we have de-stressing things here. When we get stressed out at nighttime, like late at night, we go for a walk in the cold, like a walk, like to the point where it's painful. So, I mean, there are things you can do. Go ahead.
I haven't seen her since I was 6, and I'm now 28.
Wow. So it's only, and give her time, Zach, it's only been 22 years. She'll come around, okay? Now, I joke about it because I'm the same way with my mom, man. I have a better relationship with my real father. And I don't know how he put up with her. So, unfortunately, well, he actually told me how he put up with her, but he only could put up with her for so long. And I understand that. And I'm sure glad he didn't stick together just for the children, because who knows what would have happened. But it's good that she was not a huge part of my life, and it was momentarily. But, it still is sad, and people just need to realize, hey, you know what? This drug might make me feel good for a little bit. And maybe that's what you need. Okay. You need to feel good for a little bit, but you should really weigh other options also. I mean, at least think about it. Don't jump straight to the drugs, because you know how it's going to make you feel. You know it don't work. You know you have to keep doing it in order to keep the thoughts from running back in. So now you're addicted. Just weighing other options it never hurt anybody to have more than one choice on how they're going to deal with stress. And people need to know that there are so many ways out there to deal with stress. So many. Loud music for me works. Actually, 90s alternative, Matchbox 20, Third Eye Blind, Semisonic, stuff like that. It helps me calm down. Because then I don't think about anything other than the lyrics of the song. I might even belt out and start singing. And it helps relieve stress. I haven't done karaoke in so long, and it's killing me. But every night I sit there and I'm like, I'm too stressed out. I'm too stressed out. I don't want to turn on the damn camera and entertain people right now. We've got so many problems going on, but it is what it is. And I need to start having more fun with my life and, stop stressing out so much. But at least I have a family here at YoReSpot. I mean, everyone definitely is there. Go ahead.
My dad is my hero because he packed her stuff one day when she was out and then he gave her the keys to the U-Haul and money, then said, "Get out."
Wow. See what your dad did though? Your dad is a hero. Because he must have loved her. I mean, at some point he had to love her. And for him to say, this isn't working, I am not going to put my family through this. Here's some money. Here's the keys. Your stuff's already packed. Goodbye. How hard was that for him? But he did it. He did it. Why? Because it would protect everybody else, including him, but around him as well. And look, now you didn't have to go. You only went through 6 years of it, Zach. It could have been 18. 18 years of them fighting while she was getting drunk and screwing around while he worked. Could you imagine how miserable that would have been to live there? Thank God that she did not have that opportunity to ruin you. So kudos. That's a hard move. A lot of people fall victim to that, and they say, but I love them and they'll change. Yep, Zach, that is definitely a fact. If they don't want to change, they're not going to. You could bleed yourself dry of blood in front of them and say all they have to do is put the needle down, and they will still let you die. And then probably try selling your organs for more drug money. Who knows? On drugs, people don't have the right mind. Addictions don't give you a choice. You're addicted to something else that's not you. What she needs to get addicted to is Jesus. She needs to get addicted to being a patriot and a Republican and a hardworking individual and her beliefs, but instead addicted to alcohol or addicted to meth. Really bad. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, it is, like I said, it is what it is. America has a very high drug issue. Most of it is allowed by the government until the people that was intended to get their hands on it gets caught. I mean, it's hard. Yeah. You can tell your dad I said that he's a hero. He definitely is. He definitely is. I have been in situations like that, and I was not that strong. I stayed. I was beaten. I couldn't get away from it. I thought I could change the person. I thought it would end. And I'm telling you, 10 years didn't change anything except for how many scars I had. And I don't mean emotional scars. I mean stabbed with a steak knife type of scars, man. I'm talking full on craziness. And that was, and I, in no way am I taking full or, blaming the other person completely. Like I said, I was also addicted to alcohol. So my emotional ability to be there for somebody wasn't there. Even alcohol does that. I learned to hone that. I actually care a lot more about people while I'm having a beer or two, because I can sit down and stop thinking about the site. I can sit down and stop thinking about this. But times in my life, I have actually, made a decision to go get drunk instead of be a good father. And we're talking 8 years ago. And I made some bad decisions, and in result of that, sorry, I'm getting choked up. My first son, his name is Lennox, and or Liam. Sorry, Liam is my first son I had with my first wife, and I chose to drink and drink and drink and let us fight. I mean, the relationship was absolutely horrible. And then, DHS got involved, and I've been through the ringer, and I ended up losing my son, completely lost my rights because I had chose alcohol over family. And I still get to see him because my parents, my parents now, my aunt and uncle, basically, they adopted him. And so I do get to see him whenever, for holidays and stuff. But to not be a father anymore is hard to talk about, so I'm not going to. Anyways, yeah. So, I mean, I've been in situations where I chose alcohol, or I've never been someone that pop pills or smoke weed. I mean, I tried it a few times. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to lie about it. But, and like I said, I've never done pills, never done meth, never done coke, speed, or anything like that. No mushrooms, no acid, nothing. And I use that as an excuse to why I can drink, because it's the only one that's technically legal. And that led me into a giant mess, and I was depressed all the time, used it for that, and it ruined me. It really did. All I had to do was go to 30 days of inpatient, and I would still have my son. And I didn't. I told them that I'm not going to do that. And then I went to the bar, got drunk, and ended up in jail. And they terminated my rights. So I know how you feel, and I have also been on both sides. So I can say that at the time you're doing drugs to the point where it's actually controlling you, you don't care about those that are around you until you sober up and realize the damage you've done. And sometimes it's too late. Alcohol loses choice. I'm glad you got in there and got your stuff together, man. That's amazing. But the things we've gone through, the things we'll go through still yet to come, and the tools you use to further your future based off of the ones you tried using in your past that didn't work are, man, if I knew now, or if I knew then what I know now, things would be a lot different. But unfortunately, I thought I knew best, and I didn't need God. I didn't need a higher power. I have this under control. I'm a narcissist. What the heck? And I learned the hard way. I lost everything. I've also in my life, I've been homeless. I lived at a park about 12 years ago. Yeah, I lost everything. I made very bad decisions, and I got my life together. And I'll be honest with you, it took 21 years to do it. 21 years, Zach. Wow. And Don, the police report shows that when the cops came to remove me from the apartment, when I called the police on her, that she actually held me out of a second-story window and said the cops are not going to have me. She pulled a Michael Jackson on me and was basically trying to hang me out of a window as a 3-year-old. And I laugh about it now because I survived, and it's probably the best way to deal with it. But it's it is what it is, and that's what you got to tell yourself. You got to use what you've learned in the past to go forward. Otherwise, it's called insanity when you do the same thing over and you expect a different result. So drugs have never worked for people in a sense of get addicted and now your problems are gone, unless you just so happen to get hit by a bus, because then now your problems are gone. You have no more problems. So it has been a nightmare. Go ahead, Zach.
And honestly, this is why I want the border wall on the south border. I don't like the drugs coming across.
You know, I agree with you. The Mexican cartel gets a lot of drugs here, but Zach, you also need to do a little bit of research on that if you don't know this already. Our government allows them to bring the drugs in. They do. There are like you know how they're all like even guns, illegal guns, and selling guns to other countries that are not supposed to receive guns from us. Everything's about money. I mean, it's pretty sad. Wow. Hey, Zach, our live stream on YoReSpot had ended. I forgot to up your limit on how long you can go live for. But also, I'm probably going to go try finding something to eat here soon because I'm starving. But I do want to thank you so much for having the talk with me and for confiding in me. I mean, very cool. Very cool. So it does mean a lot to me that you reached out to me and trusted me and sought advice from me. And I don't think there's any other CEO in the world that would make time for their users. They're too busy making that big money, Zach. They got things to do. Me, I'm all right. I got everything I need. I need to help other people. I need to make up for those bad decisions I made. I know God's forgiven me, but I'll spend the rest of my life earning it.
Brandon, that's why I love working with you.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. When you get done with this, I'm almost positive. Thank you. I'm almost positive that you can save this video. And if you want to save the video to your computer, you can go ahead and upload the entire video to YoReSpot. You should be able to. If not, give me a Dropbox link to it and I'll do it. And so people can watch this. And if they need help, they can reach out. And obviously, I don't want people that are having drug addictions and problems reaching out to me for money for bills because I'm not stupid. I need $450 for rent. Yeah, just send it to me. Cash App it to me right now. I'm sober now. I won't be in 30 minutes, but I'm sober now. No, but we would like to get involved and maybe start a group for people that are in sobriety. How cool would that be, Zach? I think it's a great idea. I think we should do something like that. Maybe even have like a meeting once a week. We can figure something out. I would love that. I honestly think it would help me as well. But I'm gonna call it, man. I've got a couple things I need to get done still before I can actually put my feet up for the night. And I want to thank you again. And we should definitely do another live at some point. And I enjoy having you on as always, man. You're a good dude. Keep up the great work. All right, man. I'm going to head out. Everybody, thank you for watching. And I really appreciate the support you give Zach as well. Some of you probably know him a lot better than I do, but that's good. It's good that he has a support system. And in today's age, it's very important that we don't feel soloed out. We should never feel like the minority when we're the majority. So, everybody, you guys all have a good night. I'm going to leave. Zach, best of luck to you, and we'll